another thing that's changed, you guys. My son Frankie is now 18 years old and 1 week away from graduation. You guys are clapping, but he's not leaving. I've already asked him, I said, Frankie, what do you want to do with your life? Have you thought about college? Just now. I'm like, Frankie, you do realize that all you need to do is get accepted. I tell a lot of jokes. I will pay for your entire college education, no matter where you want to go. As long as you get accepted. What do you think about that? I say, you know, if you want to go to school in California, we'll make it happen. You want to go to school out of state, we'll make it happen. I said, hell, I'll even do one of those international programs. You know, the ones where you give them one of your children and then they give you one of their children? What is it called when you kid swap? Thank you. Sorry. That's right. Exchange. Some of you are like, that's called human trafficking. Different program. I would love to do an exchange program with my son, but don't give me a regular kid. If I'm gonna do an exchange program, give me a kid from like a hardcore third world country so that he appreciates all the basic things most American children take for granted. That's why I say, give me little Tombutu. Give me Tombutu. I would love Tombutu, and Tombutu would love me.
Mr. Fluffy?
Yes, Tombutu.
I was wondering, what time do we go to sleep?
You go to sleep whenever you like. This is your room. We sleep next door. All of this is for Tombutu? Yes, all of this is for Tombutu.
In my village, 2 families sleep in an area this big.
Well, here in America, one big-ass Mexican kid sleeps right here. Enjoy. And then I would take him to like IHOP or Denny's and let him order whatever he wants and just watch him lose it. You know?
This is the Thanksgiving I heard of. Thank you, Mr. Fluffy. Thank you. If there is anything Tombutu can do for you, please tell me. Anything.
Can you help me take out the trash?
For you, I will eat the trash.
Meanwhile, my son's on the other side of the world on top of an elephant trying to get Wi-Fi. Anyways, back to my son's friends. So my son has these 2 friends that come over the house all the time. One friend, his name is Ken, works a lot with computers. The other friend, his name is Fabian. He wants to be a police officer. Both of these kids are really, really good. Now, I keep calling everyone kids, even though they're all 18. But to me, they're kids. I'm almost 40. I'm like, you know. Like some of the conversations that we have are very adult-like. And the other conversations, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? For example, at home when I'm hanging out, I usually just wear, you know, very similar to now except the Hawaiian shirt. I usually wear like a t-shirt that has like either Star Wars or Marvel Comics or Transformers on it or cartoons. You know, I like wearing stuff like that around the house. One day, I'm wearing a t-shirt that has the Avengers on the front. And I walk into the living room and my son's friend Fabian sees me wearing this shirt. And so he starts pointing. And I'm like, what's up, dude? He goes, weak. Excuse me? Weak. And then he says, DC's better. What did you say? DC's better. I'm like, DC's okay. You know, Obama lives there. They pass laws. They got hotels, historic museums. It's not even a real state. I don't know why you're getting cray-cray. He goes, nah, fool, DC Comics. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm almost 40. I don't care. It's just a really cool shirt. I like it. It fits. No big deal. That's because they are. I go, you need to relax. They're the best. I go, you need to chill. And in my head, I'm like, why am I having this conversation? I have better things to do with my time, like trying to get my son on an elephant. But no. The kid in me's like, why are they the best? And then he points at the shirt again. Iron Man sucks. Batman's #1. I go, why? Because he is. I go, that's not an argument. First of all, Batman's not the best superhero. I hate to break it to you. He's not. I can hear people already getting ready to boo. They're like, oh, no, Fluffy, don't go there. Don't go there, Fluffy. Don't do it. Yes, I'm gonna do this. Watch this. Batman's not the best superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero that has ever lived. He even sounds creepy. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. You don't recognize that voice? Want some candy? Help me find my puppy. Hello, he only comes out at night. His face is always covered up. He's always waiting in alleys. And who does he talk to? A guy named Joker, a guy named Riddler. His name is Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Those are Mexican gang member names. Can you imagine if that was Batman's real identity at night? I'm Batman. During the day?
No, chingue su madre, soy Batman, loco. Todo el pinche día aquí trabajando y luego le parte la madre Joker.
I'm Batman. I said, all right, Fabian, Mr. Batman's the best. Based on my t-shirt says Marvel Comics. I said, I see Thor, I see Captain America, I see Iron Man. Who are some of the superheroes that DC Comics has that makes them better than Marvel? Go. Batman, you said that. Superman, that's a good one. Wonder Woman, okay. Green Lantern, whoa. I said, I know the other superheroes, but Green Lantern? What's his power? He wears a ring, and the ring gives him power. I said, that's a fantasy. I don't know any man who wears a ring who has power. And if you're not clapping right now, my point exactly. You can't clap, can you? You can't. You know why you can't clap? Because you're sitting next to kryptonite. He's not even clapping. He's like, no, me pega Wonder Woman. No. Listen, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel just a pinch like a superhero in the sense that I'm able to walk out in front of large groups of people, change people's moods, make people smile, make people laugh, make people feel a little bit better. By that same token, like any superhero, I have my weaknesses too. You know, I come out here and I make you happy, and then I go home and I piss off one person. Because she don't want to hear about this. She doesn't want to hear about you guys. I can't go home and brag. Baby, it was crazy in Chicago. That's nice. Take out the trash. But they were clapping and chanting my name.
Oh, is that gonna help? Okay. Take out the trash. Take out the trash. Take out the trash. Take out the trash.
But they told me they love me. Oh my God. Do you guys have any idea how hard it's gonna be to go home and take out the trash now? Thank you. Oh my God, this is awesome. I hear some of you too. You guys okay over there? That's a big compliment, by the way. Anytime I hear people in the arena and they're freaking, that lets me know I'm making you laugh so much. Your own body is rejecting the activity that you're participating in. Your own lungs are telling you, this is not good for you. You need to leave, but you're stubborn. You're like, no, the ticket was expensive. That's usually from guys. From women, it's a little bit different. Anytime I hear women laughing so much that they begin to snort. You're already laughing. That tells me I'm making you laugh so much, I'm causing you to inhale and exhale. at the same time, forcing you to make that. And if I hear a woman snort more than 2 times, that tells me I made you pee just a little. I love that, bro. You were pointing out the whole time, and she's like,
You asshole.
thanks for having my back. Another thing that I now consider a compliment is that from time to time, I have people who are experiencing their first ever comedy event, and they're not accustomed to laughing for long periods of time. And they get so excited and so involved with the show that they forget. They forget to do a very basic thing called breathing. You'd be amazed how many times I've seen this in the front row. Just and they pass the hell out. The messed up part is only I can see what's happening. And they're usually like,
Fluffy, do something.
I'm like,
Do something. He woke up. Thank you.
good times,
I guess it. No, no, no. Ah. Pero. This past year, I've No, no more. Funny, man.
On a more happier note, I did manage to stay busy during the pandemic. I did a movie from my living room. Yeah, and it wasn't even on Pornhub. The movie already came out in theaters. It's called Space Jam. It's the movie with LeBron. Los Angeles, you are looking at the new voice of Speedy Gonzalez. Thank you. I found it ironic that they hired the slowest Mexican to play the fastest. You know? And 2 weeks after I get this part, I come to find out that they're trying to cancel Speedy Gonzalez. I'm sure some of you heard that they came after 2 cartoons. They came after Pepe Le Pew and Speedy. Now, Pepe, I understand. He's a little touchy, you know, but he disguises it with the mon chéri, mon chéri, hola, yeah. But Speedy Gonzalez, what's his crime? He's Mexican and he's fast. That is not a crime. In Montebello, that's called job security. So I said, I cannot let them hurt Speedy. You know, I can't let them cancel him. So I came to his defense. Plus, it was my only job. I went to the only place I felt I could go to protect him. I went on Twitter. And Twitter, ooh, Twitter's a scary place. It is. You only go there to fight, to get into it, to prove a point. And so a friend of mine said, if you want to get some attention, use a hashtag. And so I did. And I wrote a tweet that said, hey, hashtag cancel culture. My name is Gabriel Iglesias, and I'm the new voice of Speedy Gonzalez. You cannot cancel or catch me. And I posted it. I had no idea that when you go on Twitter looking for problems, you will find them. Oh yeah, every major news outlet picked up my tweet and used it in a story about cancel culture. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN. If I would have known that, I would have used spell check. Because my family called. Eres pendejo, qué chingados, ¿qué te pasa? No escribe bien. Oh my God. Even Fox News did a story with my tweet. Fox News? You know how I know? My bus driver Dave called me. Oh, he was thrilled. He was like, Fluffy, God damn it, I've never been prouder. You made it, baby. You're on Fox News. I said, Dave, shut up. You're stupid. He's like, America. Even Warner Brothers Pictures reached out to say thank you. And before I know it, I was on a Zoom call. And I know a lot of us had to get used to Zoom. And it's kind of convenient, right? All they see is this. So to entertain myself, every time I took a Zoom call, I was full Winnie the Pooh. And if you're not laughing right now, you better ask someone who is, because There is no coming back from full Winnie the Pooh. I was leaving baby powder all over the house. It looked like an episode of Narcos. So I get on this Zoom call with the director, writer, and producer of Space Jam. And they're being super nice, super supportive, super cool. They're like, Gabriel, thank you so much for lending your voice talents to our film. We really, really appreciate you being part of this. If you have any questions or concerns, let us know. So, well, thank you. We have a question for you. I said, okay. How do you feel about the voice of Speedy Gonzalez? I said, well, what do you mean? Well, you know, some people find him to be a little stereotypical. What are your thoughts? I said, well, you have not met my family. I cannot speak for all brown people, but I can tell you that me personally, in my house growing up, Speedy Gonzalez was not viewed in a negative way. As a matter of fact, he was the only form of representation we had growing up. It was him and the little bumblebee on The Simpsons. Gabriel, we were thinking that perhaps you would like to lend your real speaking voice to the character, maybe modernize him a little, you know, bring him up to speed. I said, well, you know, with all due respect, I appreciate the fact that you would give me the power to change the sound of such an iconic character. But at the end of the day, when people see the movie, I don't want them to think of me. I want them to think of Speedy Gonzalez. So I said, please keep his voice original. And then he asked the question, well, do you think you can do the voice? How did I get the part? Now remember, I never auditioned for Speedy Gonzalez. They just called me, and I assumed that they knew that I did voices for a living and that I could pull this off. So I says, what made you choose me if you didn't know whether or not I could do the... Oh. You needed a big brown shield in case shit happened, huh? And then all three people on the phone call were like... I said, well, don't worry, because with me, you get a twofer. You get an actual Mexican, and you get someone that can nail the voice. So, oh yeah. That's right. So before I know it, this sound person, the guy who does recordings over at Warner Brothers, gets on the call. The only thing I know about this guy is that he's loud. Okay, he gets on the call, he's like, Gabriel Iglesias, how are you? Wow, wow. How's it going? My name is Steven. I'm the sound coordinator here at Warner Brothers Pictures. So listen, buddy, here's what's going to happen. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record. And as soon as I hit record, I just need for you to start talking like Speedy Gonzalez. We're going to get the flow, the tempo, the timing. And as soon as we got it dialed in, we're going to make a movie. Sound good? Sounds good. All right, this is Gabriel Iglesias for Space Jam, A New Legacy. Speedy Gonzalez, take one. Gabriel, mic check, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. All right, here we go. And go. All right, here we go.
Hola amigos, I am Speedy González de Pases Mouse en all México. ¡Arriba! ¡Epa, pándale!
The director, writer, and producer, all three were like, that was perfect. I said, I know, I've been Mexican a long time. And I said, and don't just think that just because I'm Mexican, I can only play the Mexican character. I said, I do voices for a living. If given the opportunity, I could voice the entire film all by myself. I could. Watch. Marvin the Martian. Oh my modulator. Yosemite Sam. Ah, hike that rabbit. Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Doc?
I said, you can fire all the other voice actors right now. I will do the whole movie for half plus medical insurance. And it was the middle of 2020, so I meant that shit. I'm like, yeah, no copay, no copay.
Please welcome Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh my God, this is so cool. This is so exciting. Finally, this is like a childhood dream come true right here, you guys. I'm on the Arsenio Hall show. Hell yeah. And I'm 100 pounds lighter. Thank you. I know everybody in the front is like, well, how big were you? Yeah, no kidding, man. And for me, this is so exciting because, like, I'm backstage talking to Marlon, and we're watching the clips, and for the first time, I get to actually promote a film. Like, a year ago, I got to do a movie called Magic Mike, and I couldn't really promote it because, well, not for kids anyway. Hey, kids, go tell your parents to take you to see,
Está sucio, cochino.
Yeah, so I couldn't do that. And then, a few months later, I went from an R-rated film about male strippers to a Disney film called Planes. And to do a Disney film, you guys, is amazing because you cannot work for a bigger company than Disney. You work for Disney? No, seriously. You work for Disney? Woo! It's like a relationship because before I worked for Disney, no one wanted to work with me. All of a sudden, you get a hold of a good one, and everyone is calling. Nickelodeon was calling, Fox Sports, and Cartoon Network. And Disney makes you feel very comfortable. They let you know right away. Gabriel, you have nothing to worry about. Disney is going to take really good care of you. Really good care of you. And then Nickelodeon called and said, we'll do things Disney won't. And I was like, well, hello, Nickelodeon. So there I go, cheating on Disney. I go to Nickelodeon Studios in Burbank because they want to pitch me a cartoon. And to get a show pitched to you is very different than auditioning. I walk in and the director comes out and she was really cool. She's like, let me just cut to the chase. This is a special cartoon here at Nickelodeon. It's about a little toy car. This toy car has a bunch of other little friends that are also toy cars. Each toy car has its own individual personality. There's the happy car, there's sad car, there's crazy car. And one of these toy cars, we need to be a little different. And in Hollywood, when they say different, they mean Mexican. That's what they mean. They'll never tell you that because it's a little politically incorrect. We want you to play it. No. So what they do is they give you a series of suggestive words to let you know the type of direction they want you to take a certain character. So they walk me into a sound room. They close the door. They put me in front of a podium with a microphone and a script. And they give me the headphones. I put them on. And then the director goes behind the glass. And she starts to talk to me through a PA system. And she's like,
okay, listen, Gabriel. If you could just read the top line, we're going to figure this character out. And then we're going to take it from there. Okay? Whenever you're ready.
So, the line that I'm supposed to read is, hey guys, I can't believe we're all here. So I'm like, I got this. Here we go. This is Gabriel Iglesias, take one. Hey guys, I can't believe that we're all here.
Okay, listen, that's really good. Really, really good. If you could just do me a favor and give me a little spice. That would be super.
As soon as I heard her say spice, I'm like, oh my God, they want me to play it like a gardener. Now I realize I messed up. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Fine. This is Gabriel Iglesias, take two. Hey guys, I cannot believe that we are all here.
Okay, listen, you sound really unenthusiastic. If you could do me a favor and give me more energy and double the spice. I'm talking muy caliente, okay? Whenever you're ready.
This is Gabriel Iglesias, take three. Hey guys, I cannot believe that we are all here.
Okay, listen, we know you do sound effects in your show. Can you give us a sound effect for a toy car?
I'm like, toy car, I got this, no problem. Here we go.
Can you put spice on that?
They want me to put an accent on a sound effect. I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know. Varum.
Can you give us anything else?
I am so frustrated. I'm so annoyed. I'm so ready to walk. I just grab the microphone and I do this. Just as I'm about to take off my headphones, she looks at me and she says,
Perfect.
thanks you guys very much for having me. Thank you, Arsenio. And for the record, I'm
you know, Odyssey.
People asking, I'm sure at home, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, what's going on, Gabriel? Okay, you get a TV show. Why would you want to do it in Phoenix, Arizona? You know, especially with everything that's going on. Why would you take a chance? Let me tell you why, okay? Guys in the back, show the picture. Now notice you don't see a white bus driver in the picture. It's because he took the picture. Apparently, even after talking smack to immigration, he was still considered an innocent bystander. You guys, can you show the next one? That's Sanchez. Traitor! Show the next one. There's a dog. And there's where we threw it.